Shit, not this again. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you guys are. Welcome back. We've done something pretty darn huge. It's taken a long time to get to this point. You've probably read the title. Yes, I sent a $300 Falcon to Japan, which will be obviously later in the video, but right now, just getting the car ready and prepped. Obviously, it takes about 2 months for the car to get there. So I actually have about, filming this right now, I've got 9 days to have this ready, cleaned, all the stuff. So we're basically cracking into it. So your car's got to get painted. It needs a bunch of doors. I've started pulling the car apart. The interior is disgusting. Because we're driving this car in Japan, we need to make it a little bit more dailyable there. So I'll make the heater work again. I'm going to have a radio airbag thing back in. I've got to raise it a little bit, which I'm kind of sad about, but we need to, because it drifts well. Driving straight makes so much noise, it's horrendous. So we're going to sort that out. The motor's good. We done a compression test on it, but she's got some oil leaks. So I've got to sort that out. So I'll put in a bunch of things throughout, but this is the journey of the $300 AU House Falcon, which got us to where we are now. I thought, what better vehicle to send overseas and do a Japan trip with me and the wife and some friends. So let's see where this takes us. With that all happening, I thought we'll throw in some footage over the years of this car. I have managed to find some old videos and a bit of story behind this car, why I'm sending this car. And one of the reasons, this car was actually purchased by one of my friends, Levi, for my Bucks party, which then Dennis, who also is bringing a car over to Japan, actually ruined at the Bucks party. And then I bought this because this is all pre-AU House. Before any of that, I had my 33 four-door Skyline that only a few people know that I had. That was a great few months, but I sadly rid it off in a street accident. So that came to an end, and I basically bought this back off Levi, or bought it off Levi for $300. It was ruined. It needed an axle. It needed steering rack, steering pump, power steering pump. The Watts link on the back, so the diff thing that smacks off because they're like a dual setup, snapped off, and a few other things broken with it. But yeah, that's how I started. So I bought that, and that's how we got to this. And it's also the car that I left, me and my wife Kirsty left our wedding in. So it's our wedding car as well. So, and look, it's the car that put AU House on the map of things. A heap of guys have driven it around, well, in Australia, and then a few guys like Grant from America, Rudnick, Rice Miata drove it here as well. Luke's driven it as well, Fink. A few other guys as well. A couple guys from the US, Sebastian, and I forgot who else it was. They drove it as well. Over here, so it's got a bit of drive time, this car. And look, I don't think anywhere else in the world there is a more drifted AU Falcon than this car, and I am continuing that by sending it overseas. So yes, my child is playing hide and seek while we're trying to film video. Toby's mad, but enjoy this bit of a time lapse from back in the day of the car, where we actually towed another car to another state. And then later on we found out that it actually was not registered, which was very awkward. But anyway, enjoy. Look, I definitely figured I'll probably get a lot of questions on this video, what's involved to send the car overseas. One of probably the big things is the cleaningness of it. So I've just hit it with the water inside. I pulled the carpet out because that was disgusting. So I've got all the guards off. I'll have the front doors off as well. Just going to try and get into every crevice I possibly can. Obviously this car probably has a few more crevices now because of its quarter cuts. So just getting as much as I can in there, around in here as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna gurney it. I'm gonna try and get behind all the fuel cell and all that. So a few new panels, so they'll be all clean as well. I don't know, but I just don't want any delays in this car getting there, because that will stuff the whole trip up a little bit. So yes, so big clean. I will I guess once I know more, I'll give you guys an update with how clean it need to be, but I do have some leaks that I need to fix, so I'll be getting a full degrees as well. Don't want any reasons to probably leaks aren't probably the issue, because oil's oil, but more dirt and contamination, things like that. So I just don't want any problems. All right, so update. I've welded the plate in. We've cut down the bar. So and you might be asking, Dave, don't you have a fabricator? Well, I do, but I did not want to bother Petey. Petey actually bent up the hoop for me a few years ago, and it's been on the to-do list. And what better time to do it than when rushing to get your car onto a tow truck to another country, and then a ship basically to get to other country. So yes, so the interior's obviously gutted. We're doing that. It should go up. It should hug up nicely against here. Gonna do some bars down, and that'll be us. So the cage will be what's in the turb ski, so we can quickly have a goose. Yeah. So that is, I don't know where you can see that, but yes. So basically replicating that cage into that. I don't need a cage at Ebisu, I've been told, but my plan is to go full tilt mental in without doing a single lap, because I've never done a lap around there apart from on games. So I think it's a better idea to have a raw cage for my own safety. So we're doing that. We've got the glorious MIG welder, so we should be sweet. So one of the boys actually pulling the radio out, so we can then get the gurney and gurney stuff. We've got the doctor on board. He's got the glasses out. Either important or blind. What have you got there? Oh, a bit of cardboard, what? Oh yeah, so we've resorted to, because we actually don't know what we're doing.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Got the wrong one.
Ah, dear, oh dear. Coop is cutting up cardboard tube. I went to Bunnings, Walmart for you US people, I think. I don't know, hardware store. Harbour Freight, that's the one. Harbour Freight of Australia, Bunnings. Did not get a snag. Was quite uninterested in getting a snag. I just wanted to get me PVC pipe, get out of there. So, and Dennis over here is getting his car ready, which will be over there. He seems to be far more ready than mine, but anyway, I reckon he hasn't cleaned it enough, so we will find out. You guys will know. If they're stuck in customs, I'm blaming Dennis. We'll see what happens. I'm not asking any questions what that man is doing, but he can get very angry. So we're carrying on. But just tell him what.
Oh, a bit of a scalp there, mate, and she'll be fucking. God. She'll be mint, mate. She'll be on. She'll be on there, mate. That's good.
Yeah, so it turns out you can have the metal bars prepped by Petey, the hoop, and you can have his old workbench and another old workbench, and it does not make you Petey, because this is disgusting. Look, you can't weld lots. Overall, not stoked with it, but it is on. I will now go measure the things so I can get some extra stuff, so I can do the sides. I'm not gonna go, so obviously that's the bolt in, so I'm basically doing that. Now, my thought is a lot of cars have come from Japan with like bolt-in cages, but welded in. So, I've kind of gone with that style, and I guess I'll find out on the trip what tracks, some more rules once I'm there. I can always get some people to add some stuff there to make it to spec. So we're back. We've got a few more helping hands here. Bunch of ADHD blokes doing something. Oh. Now, I don't understand, but they're just changing the doors of the cars, and there's Torx foreskin. I don't understand.
Suspended foreskin.
Suspended foreskin. But, so I've got this contraption to pull it forward. I have I've given a little tack at the bottom, beauty. I've welded there. Turns out the roof doesn't like it. I've got that one welded in there as well. About to do this. Not too bad of a gaps. Nice and dark so you can't actually see it. Yeah, so that's going in. Yeah, boys will pull some doors off the Turbski because I'm going to use those doors for this just because I didn't want to paint them. A few other panels will get painted for this. I think I'm going to go a stock Fairlane bonnet. Get rid of the vent because the headers are quite rusty and the snow. It's going to snow there. So I was like, this might cause me dramas. So I think I'm just going to go no vent, not cause issues, as well as the potential for being able to pinch my bonnet vent because then it will look really shat. So that's that. But it's coming along. We got it there. I've got to weld the bottoms in. I painted most of that already black last night, so that's all good. Yeah. All right, we're packing up for there. We're just doing a quick one, but we've washed the carpet. It looks slightly better. The next thing I'll be doing is, which will be the following day, I've got the degreaser front seal. Got to fix the stuff on the front, get that sorted, cleaned out. Hopefully the carpet's dry tomorrow. Get some more black paint, finish painting the cage. That'll be in. And then we've got to gurney it, so I'll probably end up... yes, that's right. I painted it now. I remembered. We're going to gurney all the inside minus the dash and make that all nice. And then hopefully we can dry it quickly, give it a paint, throw the interior tomorrow. I was kind of already hoping to drop the trans and do the remain seal, but get strapped for time because I still need to gurney it underneath. But that might have to be very close to when it's got to go on the ship. Anyway. Okay, so we're basically... Cage is in, as you know. Coop has actually given me a decent hand for this thing. We've got the quarters painted, needs a little bit more. The back still needs a decent wash. There is still... Look, it's pretty good, but it's... I don't know if I'm going too far with the whole cleaning thing, but I really don't want there to be delays. So I'm very far behind. It is now the Thursday. I've had enough. Like, between this, obviously work as well, I am running a lot of jobs at the shop, so taking quite a bit, and I really need a little bit of rest actually to do the jobs at work, because, well, that's my job, isn't it? So that's it there. Hopefully tomorrow we should be sweet. It's a little bit cold now because it's still winterish, and we've got the carpet drying over there. I have pulled the seats. The boys pulled the seats out of one of the other cars, so we'll have some back seats, which will be great. Carpet got gurneyed. Look, not amazing, but it's had almost 10 years worth of me and drifting, so it'll do. It'll cop a vacuum. That'll go in. I've got the standard seats over there as well, out of the other car, so I'm going to put them in. Sending over a seat rail that I had in the car for one of the bride seats, or the Recaro seats, I can't remember which one. I know it's a bride rail, but I'll get a seat in Japan. I hope. Some people reckon it's really hard to, but we'll find out. So we will know in due time. But yes, not as much as I wanted to have done, but nonetheless, Saturday we'll have a decent day at it. I'm meant to be painting the boys' cars as well, so it's going to be quite full on here. So there'll be other people in this video. All right, so here we are. It is now a couple of days since essentially I picked up the camera, which is fine, but we have been painting the boys' cars. One of the boys' cars in the shed. One of the boys is about to get hit up the back there, paint. So with all that happening, it's been quite busy, but Dazza is almost done. It's I don't look like it's done. So I've got the front guards, the rear guards, a bonnet, and another JZX bumper to go on. So that's going to happen. And one of my guards are here. We were up pretty late, so I'm sounding a little croaky, but we should turn on later. Fixed a bunch of the oil leak things. I've got like one more gurney to go. I'll put a stock airbox back in. Yeah, so interior is pretty close. We've got the back seats in. I just need to give the bottom piece a clean, but the backrest is in. That's all in. I've got the doors on. So I took the doors off the Turbs AU because, well, they just didn't try to paint more doors. They're not perfect. There's a couple little dings, but look, she be sweet, mate. She be sweet. All right, so we're so close now. We have got the car pretty much at this point. We've got the rear boot, or the boot lid off the trunk, off the Turb ski. So that's on. All I've got to do is the side skirt, the rear bumper, as you can see, and the JZX bumper for the front. It needs a little trimming because it's never been on this car, on the grille, and to polish that because that looks disgusting in the headlight. But I'm going to take it over to the old man's shop because I still need to drop the gearbox. This is now Monday morning. I've got a rear main oil leak. I need a bit of a clean. I want to service the engine and the box, possibly the diff, and I also need to do a wheel start because I've noticed that when it's broken, and I forgot because I haven't used the car since November. All right, so the night has taken a turn for painfully worse. So I've got a bunch of taps in my hand because I thought a simple oil change would be simple, but no, the sump plug has had a helicoil in it for a very long time because I've had this engine for a long time. But the helicoil basically gave up and yeah, had a leak. So there's no thread left. I don't have any helicoils, nor do I know how to do helicoils. I've been shown a couple times, but haven't done enough, so I don't know. But I've got some taps from the other shed, so we're going to give it a good crack. So it turns out, prepping your fully beta spec drift car to go on the road in another country is a lot involved. So I will do a whole complete other short compressed video on what you need to do to get your car to, well, in particular Japan, but yeah, because this is way too long of a process, and there's a few things you kind of need to know which will help you, and then we can drive these nuggets all around the world. Is now, all right. I'm hoping this is straight because oh cock. Back to the drawing board. All right, so we've kind of moved on from the whole sump situation because I need to drill a 15mm hole and all I have is a 14.5mm drill bit, and I know if I continue it's going to explode the bottom of the sump, which would be a far greater problem. So I've gone ahead, adjusted the rear coils, got the new ones in, put the rear bar on, which is kind of cool. About to put a muffler on, but I realised that helmet's dead, so that's the bar on. So I do know a heap of people have been asking me about this bumper, so it's finally there, so that'll get released pretty soon now that it's finally actually mounted. I have done a little boo-boo here, but you'll get over it. It is just after 2 AM. I'm feeling pretty exhausted, but I've had an energy drink for the first time in a year, so I'm all propped up pretty sweet and well, mate. So it's like an RB20 with 18 pounds of boost, just giving it to it. So we're good to go. We're going to go get this drill bit. So we're going to wake up Nimglus. Hopefully we have a 15mm drill bit. Oh yeah, we put the front bar on, put the grill on as well. It is now the next morning and I've got the drill bit. That was harder, the first hardware store, which would be your Harbour Freight. Our Bunnings did not have the 15mm, so I've got the 15mm, so hopefully that's that. Went to the tool specialist shop. Got to get that sump on, so I'm here to do that. There has been, I've just been messaging Michael, there has been a change around, so I've actually gained a week right from now. So I've been doing this basically half an hour ago. I was like, cars are going. Hence why we did an all-nighter together. Bit annoying in the level of that, but at the same time, I'm glad because I can just get a few little nigglies, just so I'm 100% happy with the car going over, both clean-wise, stickers, a few interior things, and a couple other spares that I am kind of struggling to get at the moment. I'm waiting. I want to put some new headers on because the headers on the car, they're old. I've re-welded them. Seen back probably a year ago, me and Casey did a video where I was fixing them, so just want to tidy it up. So we're going to do that. So the race car gets a race car treatment, obviously, and Penrite do this puppy race coolant inhibitor. Main reason for this is this is kind of because a mate of mine actually crashed the Falcon many years ago at short track at QR. And he crashed it because his coolant line burst, and if you know coolant is not what's slippery, it's the glycol in the coolant. So they do a non-glycol. So basically, if you pop a hose, at least you're not crashing, because that straighten your front tyres, you don't turn, plus other things. So I've been running that in this car for a long time as basically just a safety. Like, I haven't blown a hose, but I've got coolant in there, and I don't have to worry that, if we have a little leak, you're not going to pump the wall. So, a little important thing, get on it. You can buy it for, I don't know, I guess we could stock it if people really wanted to, but yeah. But Penrite do it, so shout out to Penrite. I just use it. I just paid normal price for that, so I got it because I want it. You get me. Okay, so I probably look a little bit more fresh at this point, because at this point I've had a tad more rest than a few moments ago. Front bar's on. You all know I have actually found a couple other little problems. My axles are actually out of shape. So we're putting some good straight second-hand shafts in. So Coop's down here helped me in the shed, or in the shop rather. I've got some new tyres on the thing. The radiator still wants to go in. I've discovered another transmission leak. I also discovered that the harmonic balancer, I've had on for a while. The OG people, you'll know that balancers are like one of the #1 thing on a Falcon. It's still okay. It's been on for many years. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, as this engine's been in a few cars, but it might be 5 years old even. But I put on a race one because we did put the shift kit in. Dennis helped me night before. I didn't film anything about it because it was just him doing it, and I was actually resting, to be honest. I was pretty tired. But that's all in. So I will do a video later on how that all goes. So that's in the future. That'll be a separate video. But yeah, I put a new harmonic balancer on, and I put on the upgraded one that I had to run in the turbo car because I was actually flinging them every 2 months, just the standard replacement. The standard replacement is plenty good enough. That's the word for these. But due to the fact of how harsh it changes now, it's manualized automatic. The belt was squealing, and I was like, well, don't really want to pull a balancer off pretty soon while drifting. So I've put on the upgraded one. So that's on. Muffler's on. Yeah, I've got, I think, one seal on the box. I think we're pretty right there, and we're going to throw on some new 4480s as these ones. Look, have seen a better time, but my replacement cuff that's replacing Dazza in Australia is kind of getting hand-me-down, so we put the new coilies in. They are in there. Yeah, so the old ones will just go into, which I remembered actually the other day that I had them in the Fairlane. And HSD, there was a bit of a problem with containers because it was like end of COVID. And anyway, I had to steal them out of my daily, put them in a drift car because it's way more important. So they're going into the street walk, and yeah, a few of the other bits. So the extractors are going to come out of this, go into that, because look, I still have to pay for all these parts. I don't get any of this for free. So. And having multiple drift cars is quite expensive, so it's kind of cool that I can have the ability to have this many drift cars, but at the same time, it is quite expensive. So if you're wondering why haven't you finished your Laurel, David, well, I'm too busy having like multiple drift cars for the same purpose. Because why not? Deal with it. Deal with it. I just want to add as well. So this rear bumper, this will be available soon. It is the fiberglass bumper. I know a lot of people have asked me on the back of the Turbski, so I've run that style bumper. I don't know how many years now. A few years on the back of Sens. I've had this mold, or this reproduction one, made for a little while, but I was saving it for the right time to test it, be happy that it will go and work properly. But basically, it's gonna go, it goes on, so we'll be ordering some soon. Probably by the time you have seen this, we would have these ordered and happening. But it goes into the original bumper, and you basically just cut off around that line there and use the original bumper for the mounting point. Couple bolts. We'll do something a bit nicer than that. A little bit limited in this shop for fancy bolts, so that'll be that. Well, a little annoyed. It's the new rear main seal that I put in. I don't know why. I don't know if it's, I don't know if I rushed it. It's like, oh, maybe it's slightly crooked, but I don't think that would be enough to cause that, but it's a bit. Oh, luckily I've got a new one, another new one, and I'll put that in. But that's a bit annoying. I actually thought it was the sump that was maybe going to leak down in the back area here. Oh, it's a bit dark, but at the bottom you got the sump, goes around the. I'll show you guys. So I actually thought it was going to be this here, but I've actually already ultra-graded it a few years back. I'll put some more in, but it's the seal. And it was leaking pretty bad because the car was standing in, obviously it's got brand new oil. There's brand new oil on the bottom of the box. So don't want that. I don't know how harsh Japan is going to be, but I do not want any reason. Because my intake shouldn't be leaking on. It's not very good radar, but shit, not this again. So if I'm back in there, I'm not going to be happy about that. So we'll see what happens. Oh years, oh years, oh years, oh years, we have a car. And then we have, I mean, Mike doesn't have a sign that says Dora Junkie. It's a man hard work, but it is here. No good. So this is it. This is the head off. From here on now, I guess we will find out. So we will, at this point in time, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be weird. Like sending my child off to high school. Can you tell everyone where has the car gone?
Japan.
Japan? All right. This is not an AU, but we have finally, we're at the Japanese customs office. We basically had one more thing to fill out so I could get my insurance to drive this car. So it has been a stitch up because we've been here for a few days already. Done some miles on the whatever that is, Aqua. So basically we're going to fingers crossed. Hopefully that'll happen in the next few hours. So hopefully Shane Bingham is, well, he knows what he's doing, so that's all good. He's going to have it sorted, but we'll just have to wait. So we're going to hang around in Yokohama for a little bit longer, and then as soon as we get to the car, we'll be on. So, it's been a journey, but we're here. So why would you send a Falcon to this country? I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be good. So Dennis has already been driving around his car, so you might have already seen some sort of, there's an AU in Japan. Well, there is, because there's two. So he got his stuff sorted earlier because they came about a week earlier, 4 days earlier. So let's get it done, boys. Let's get it done. All right, we are here. We have the approval, so we are about ready to go. I've got to do a couple of things, get the things arranged. But it's been a process. Been in a couple up garages in this time. Found some cool things. Couldn't buy anything really. I've got a feeling I bought some corner lights for my car, but I think now I bought some Series 2. See what happens. But yeah, okay, let's get the show on the road. All right, so we're finally here at Hotel Sakurai, and we are in, I don't know what we're wearing, but Yucatas with the Falcon. The AU's here, so that'll literally be all for this video. So the next, basically, we'll carry on. We're going to be documenting the trip on Instagram, but the whole video will come out, I guess, towards the end of our trip. I will have a full vlog of where we've gone with the AU.
It's loud. And
she
it's
hates
cold.
it. It's cold here, so
really
we're going
cold.
inside and some nonsense. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.